This is Good Morning Kenya. My name is Vivian Ndegwa. Thank you so much for staying with us. And right now we get into Family Check. And on Family Check today, as I had mentioned at the very beginning of the show, we are going to be looking at dowry and bride price. What is the concept of dowry? That is what we will be trying to understand today. And joining me for this is Pastor David Kimani and Pastor Paul Blessing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Can you first begin with the definition? Is dowry the same as bride price? If not, what are their definitions? Yeah, let's start.
Okay, thank you for having me this morning. Okay, they are different. The dowry and bride price are different. Dowry is when the family of the bride brings wealth it's called bride wealth. She comes with something that is meant to prepare her to come to the home. That's when the family of the man brings into the family of the man, or no, the woman brings wealth to go with the bride to where she's getting married. And the bride price is when the man now asks to pay something to the family of the girl to appreciate them for according to cultures. Because particularly there's no concept of dowry or bride price in the Bible. It is purely cultural. It is meant just to bring the families together to be able to bond and to be able to work together. But there's nothing that is purely biblical. Because let me just bring it, the main concept according to me is that when you look at creation, when God made man, he laid Adam and he drew a ring out of him and made a woman and said, this is your wife. You see? So by birth, this woman belongs to this man. So the father and the mother will bring out the child and rear, but it's meant to be a wife to that man by creation. So it is like Adam paid his bride by his rib. It's already paid. So whatever we are doing here is just being cultural, meant to bond the families and create an understanding within to become two families together, according to me. Yes.
Yeah. Pastor David, do you want to add on to that?
No, really, I don't want to add anything what Pastor have actually said. Dowry is whereby the bride and her family bring stuff to the groom's home, as simple as that. And then the bride price is whereby the groom will take gifts from him and his family to the bride side. Well, what we call dowry in our country here
is actually bride price. Because out of the definition, in Kenya, there's no dowry payment then, because according to the definition, dowry is when the ladies, the bride's family, takes something so that the bride can be in a place where she is well taken care of because of whatever they've taken there. So as it is right now in Kenya, what we do is bride price, but we call it dowry at the same time. What is the purpose of bride price?
The purpose of bride price, or rather, let's say dowry and bride price. Why do people really give gifts in exchange when marriage is about to take place? First, dowry or bride price is not really buying someone's child. It is not an opportunity for you to get wealth from other people. The bride price, what we know here, is actually a token of appreciation. So if I got married 12 years ago, so when I went to my in-laws, I went with gifts. I was not going to buy my wife. I was going to appreciate the family for raising her up. And why do we pay a bride price? Most of for a woman. A woman represents productivity. So she has been born in that family, she has grown, they have invested in her. Now she's bringing that productivity into another home. It's of necessity for us to appreciate and acknowledge that now they are denying themselves her productivity and they would allow her to go and thrive in another home place. So it's of necessity for us to appreciate, to acknowledge that fact. It is not to buy, it is not to sort of trying to, you know, say that she's never going to go back. Of course, we don't intend her to go back, but we just give them a token of just saying thank you for allowing us to have your daughter with us. Just a token of appreciation.
Yeah, but some would argue, is that not putting a price tag on a human being. And after a man goes to pay the bride price, probably they were asked for some crazy amount, but in a way they were able to pay it. After that, wouldn't that man feel like they actually possess, you know, like you're one of his possessions? The same way he would buy a car is the same way, you know, he bought you. So like, where do we draw the line between having a woman being put as a, like there's a tag on her?
Let me give two biblical concepts on what happened, which is, of course, is not a concept of the Bible, but a culture that happened in the Bible. It depends on, it should depend, okay, cultures give a particular way, this is how we do it. But when you look at when Jacob was getting married, because he had nothing, he worked. Yeah, he worked by his sweat to pay for the dowry. And because he loved the woman. And when you go to Abraham, when he was getting his wife, the man carried so much wealth, and the word that he gave out, he called it a gift. There's something called gift in marriage also. He gave it as gift, and it was a lot of wealth. Then he said, now that you have received my gift, name my bride price, because of his strength. Now you find that nowadays, it's like you are pushing for something that someone is not able to do. Then they go into maybe fundraising and all that. Then the man will be always remember, your parents pushed me. The way we are suffering here, we have debt is because you had to do. Then it becomes like something that you will talk about always. I bought you. You are my property, because it was a purchase. But if it is done, however much is given, if it can only be done with mutual agreement that we are bonding to families and we are doing it with understanding. We are giving because we have and because we honor this girl. We appreciate you bringing up for us, and you give it with understanding and with a lot of respect. There will be even peace in that family. But if this kind of nowadays, we took us to USA, okay, you educated your daughter. I also educated my son. So why are you charging me for your daughter? Why can't I also charge you for my son? Because they're coming together to make their own family. You know, when the Bible says when they will come together and become one, the man will leave, but then the man leaves. The man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. It's not that the father of the man is like receiving someone to come to work. No. Originally, when this concept, the dowry was in the ancient, women were laborers in their family. So when you take her with labor. So you pay for that labor. You see? But nowadays it's not like that. So it's supposed just to be, to make sure that woman, even she gets to that home, she doesn't appear like, okay, you took away everything that we had. So you work. Then they will never honor her. She will not find a landing place in that family with love. Everybody will see her as like a gold digger. So to avoid that, it's good, like if we can look at, like I was saying about the King Solomon, this when you find the dowry, when it's dowry, because the Pharaoh one day was so happy that Solomon was marrying the daughter, he gave them a city as a gift, which was like a dowry. And that is because he had much. If there is much, let it be much. If there is nothing, support them. I also was saying most of the calm we stay that we have in the country at the moment, people don't like it. But you will look and say, if I take this man to my family and I love you, what they will ask for, I will not manage. Then you say, I'll wait until I have 2 children. Then you come with 2 children. What do you say? You have to. So it is not because people want to come to do a come with stay a lot. They call it moving. They move in because they don't want problems. It brings them, usually they say that a father cannot negotiate the marriage for their son. You call the hangos. Maybe the hangos and the handits are also jealous. I'm not against that. It's culture. But they can even cause a problem that you find that a man walks away. And the woman now takes poison. And you lose both of them. Why should we all have all this? There should be mutual agreement and cause these children to live together in harmony and peace. And whatever comes out, let be done in peace. Yes, that's my view.
Do some of the families turn this into an extortion, according to you? You know, as a man, you know, for us, we can speak as women and all, but as a man, do you feel like sometimes it's extortion? You go there, you're told, oh, pesa ya sijui nini, blanketi ya mashosho, aya, sijui pesa ya kamunyweso, aya, sijui pesa ya nini. Like, hata kufunguliwa mlango, you guys have to check out some money. akiwa mtoto alivunja thermos. So like sometimes is it turned into extortion?
I think let me check it out from another angle. It's not just extortion. There's a beauty in the entire process. We cannot forgo that fact. There's that joy of umefungiwa mlango, lazima mtoe kitu kidogo, umeingia kwa nyumba, and there's the drama. I don't think the intentions is like sort of to push you down. But apparently, that's what actually happens. It has become very oppressive. So when a young man at the age of 25, 27 is going to pay the dowry, the bride price, when you just listen to the things that are demanded, water tank, so they need a bowl, so they need that house, it collapsed on one side because we took her to school, there are things we did not do during that time, we need to be compensated. It's become very overwhelming. And that should not be the case. When you talk about people paying bride price, this gentleman is coming to your home because he has loved. And we agree, bride price ni muhimu ilipwe. It is of necessity. But again, let's not exaggerate it. If you love my daughter, please give. Because I always say, for God so loved the world that he gave. There is no loving without giving.
Without giving.
But again, you cannot give what you don't have. So how I love the aspect Pastor was talking about King Solomon giving the bride price. They were giving according to their abilities.
What they have.
But nowadays a young man at the age of 27 goes and unaitishwa vitu zinafika 1 million. My question is, at the age of 27, when did you labor to get $1 million to go and pay the bride price?
Yeah, so nowadays we see people fundraising, the WhatsApp groups being formed.
And this is it. I don't know, this is my stand. Bride price should not make me to gang my friends around to help me raise money. When you think of being biblically, it's the family that goes to pay the bride price. So it is what you guys have, what I have, what my parents have, what my siblings, as a family, we are going to pay the bride price. Maybe then after we have done the bride price, now we can come together as a community and fundraise for the wedding. But for the bride price, it is what I have. So if I don't have 1 million Kenya shillings, my friend, I'll come to your home with 50,000 shillings. That's what I've been able to afford. We'll try to see, you want a drum? Kuna drum ya 2,000? Let's try to, based on my own ability.
Let's work with my budget.
Let's work with my budget, so that these young people, the moment they're going into marriage, they don't start on a wrong note like Pastor is actually talking about. So the man feel like, you guys mulini nyonga. So by the time I'm coming to this marriage, I'm too offended. When my wife tells me I want to go home, the husband is thinking, how to lapatia 2 million? Like, what are you going there to do? Because the man is still hurt. So let's allow people to give based on their abilities. Then when you meet a person, you can be able to tell how much they are worth. We agree, there are people who can pay $5 million dowry. We also agree, there are people who 50,000 shillings is quite a sacrifice.
Stress. They so can't even get.
And when I'm giving you a gift, you don't determine the price of the gift. I give based on my ability. And I don't think it is right for me to give you a gift, then that night I'm going to sleep hungry. No. I give you based on my ability, so that I communicate that I love you and I appreciate you, that they can give us their blessing. We start as a home. That's the best way to start on the marriage platform. Yes.
Do you think we'll get to a point whereby bride price won't be something that is being paid for? Because as it is right now, there are girls who are for equality, which is okay, but now the equality is in, why am I being paid for money for me to, you know, kwa nini na exchange na mangombe, you know, kwa nini mnaleta ngombe kwetu ndo mnichukue. So as it is right now, with the people that I interact with, some say I wouldn't want someone to pay for my bride price. Like, why? So are we getting to a point where we're going to do away with it? Is it possible? Because right now it's called the woke generation. Actually, Gen Z's, it's even worse. Like, they're like, kwa nini unilipie? you know, the ladies themselves. So are we going to get to a point where we'll do away with bride price?
In fact, before even we get to them saying they won't be paid for, those who are there and they know there's bride price which the husband has not paid. Most of them, they are paying for their own bride price. You find them, they are also they are fundraising. Help me pay for my bride price, because maybe the daughter wants to is about to get married, and already the husband does not appear like he has money paying for the bride price. And according to these cultures, because they are there, if you get married and your bride price has not been cleared, when your daughter is being married, she cannot, bride price cannot be paid. It becomes like a chain. Those are cultures, and they are there. So as you are saying that, people will say, you know, there is you saying because you're trying to become modernized, but you cannot run away from your culture. Not unless you do something that is different. You find that okay, like you are saying that a white guy was married somewhere. Why am I paying? Because in their place they don't pay. But that is their place. When you go to Rome, become a Roman, you do what they do. Me personally, I are paid. People say that as a Christian, you're not supposed to give beer and all that, and those beers which are natural are done naturally. But if that's what they want, and you want their daughter, and they say this is the way, let me tell you, whether you like it or not, you will do it, because that is what they do to be able to allow you to have their daughter. It's not because they'll give reasons why they want to do it. And to make peace, you look for how to do it. As you are saying, we are transitioning into a modernization. We may reach a place that a girl will say, I don't want to be paid for. But does the culture allow? Does the parents come down and from now our family, we are not going to have our children?
And what are the consequences for it? Because if it's a tradition that has been there for years on end, are there consequences when you've decided we're not going to take bride price? Are there consequences? Because for some, as you were telling me off air, sometimes they say if you don't take this, then this is what will happen in their marriage. They may not, you know, bear children in that marriage. This or that, they may not live happily together. Like, these consequences, how real are the consequences of not paying? And is it just a belief?
It depends on tribes, on cultures. Are doing it. You guys, you are Kikuyus, me, I'm Akamba. In our place, you come, you will have to cook for us. But we come to your place, you'll cook and give us food. Then we'll terrorize you and tell you come with your firewood and your matchbox, and you are trying to cook, and we can say to put off the fire, just to stir you to hunger. I don't know that. And some of those things we have seen cases where, like, there was a family that was, the father of the man was a military. And they were in the car, said, unless you give us how much, the things cannot come out of the car. No other man did. Said, everybody back to the car. There are other women that you can get. This one, I will not do. There are people that cannot cow down, push. Time for your daughter. Why are you pushing? Because it is, I'm coming as a blessing. And the things that you are doing is just like you are pushing me away. Why are you doing it? And you find also, like in your place, I heard that if your mother was not paid dowry for, when you start getting married, it is either they take from here and take it straight away, or they don't receive. You see, because according to their culture, this is wrong. Biblically, these things are not. There's no concept of dowry in the Bible. There's nothing about the word of God on this. It is purely culture. But these cultures, sometimes they have effects depending on how strong you are and how you can bring it out. So that one, I don't think I have a view on how to bring it out, but it happens. What's your view?
Well, I would actually start from this side. We are not, I would actually not say it's paying dowry or paying the bride price. It's actually family. Because it's the beginning of a lifetime. Because now both families are coming together. It's not paying. Because I have 2 daughters. Nobody can pay me enough for any of them. So with the moment the man loves either of them, he come to appreciate. All right? Then there's that which we do in our culture. As I said from the beginning, this concept of bride price, It's nowhere in the Bible.
Yeah.
We only hear of stories of people who gave bride price and all that. So ni vitu tumejiwekelea. Different traditions. If you go to Kamba's pastor is saying there's a way they do it. If you come to our place, there's a way we do. Like in Kikuyu, you cannot tell us to come. We cannot come and wait for you to come and cook in our home. That will be awkward. As we know, we prepare everything for you. But you go to Kamba, you carry everything, even including matchbox. You know, that's their way of doing it.
Yeah.
All these traditions, they bring color into it. What we are saying, even as you bring the traditions, the way of doing things, let it not be oppressive.
Yeah.
Let it be something, because I heard something, pastor was saying that you'd come na mwakishe moto, kuni wakati mewaka hivi, wakuje na maji wamwagilie, trying to test your patience. Really now?
But who is being patient? Is it the girl or the family?
Or the women who are actually there, you know? So you're like, it's like you're making these women to sound like they're the ones who are going to be in the marriage. It's the gentleman, right? So let us make it easy. And you realize most people that make this whole process messy, it's not the mother or the father of the bride or the groom.
The uncles.
It is the uncles, the aunties. They bring a lot of drama into the entire picture. And this drama, for people who don't have the patience, as Pastor given of the scenario of the soldier, who pack, you just, you know, let's drive back where we came from. Why should it be oppressive? It's a gift if someone would love your daughter.
Yeah.
So the moment they come and they say, we want to take your daughter away, open that gate very fast. The rate of women are very high.
In fact, the Bible says 7 will be running for one man.
No, one is running for your own. You are blessed. So open that. You know, like in our culture, they lock the gate and then they say the women start singing and then they have to start chipping in the money to. And I'm like, okay, it brings color into it.
Beauty.
But again, let's not be oppressive. It's a joy that someone have loved one of your daughters. So let's make it easy for them.
Yeah, and say you've paid the bride price, as you did, and then now things don't work out. Is it justifiable for the man to go back for their bride price, even if it's taken maybe 7 years? It's 7 years later, things are not working out, you're separating. Is it justified for the man to go back and ask for their bride price? Because you're no longer my bride.
I feel like a man.
Please do.
I paid my dowry, that is 13 years ago. My wife has been with me for the last 12 years. We've had 3 children. For those 12 years with her, my life has been on the move. My life has been colorful. There has been productivity. So if something goes wrong, and it do not go wrong, and she decides to go, if I am going back for the dowry I paid then, that is the highest form of foolishness.
If she was to charge you value of time she has spent,
and the children she has given for these 12 years, I should actually send her with every wealth I have. She invested. And you know, see, men, we are easy to move. But you realize when a woman has had 3 children and she's been committed to a marriage, like I'm looking about in our villages, women who decided, mimi huku hata nikipigwa sihami. Like in a culture, somebody say that mpaka movie itanyolewa wakiwa hapo. Like they have purpose to be in that home no matter what. When a woman moves in and she has given you her time, her visions, her dreams, the fruit of her womb, the least thing you can do is just to appreciate her. So when things go too bad, going back for that dowry,
But the cultural way of doing still this, you say we said it's nothing biblical about everything. And I know when it comes to maybe, okay, there's a biblical way of saying how divorce comes and maybe separation when the Bible, I think it is Jesus who said during Moses and all that, there was supposed to be divorce because of the hardness of your heart. When the heart becomes hard, you don't need to stay somewhere and get destroyed in the name of a marriage. So there are ways of how such marriages are nullified culturally also, and you find in different tribes they do it in different ways. So, but the issue of returning, I don't find many of the return. There are those who will just go like, yeah, your daughter is not anymore, you give me my bride price. Because it's just thought, but there's nothing that is. Even when you go to the cultural custom that are in our law, every tribe, you go to the custom laws of the customary marriage, you find every one of them as a way of how you get married, what you pay, and when you have to divorce, this is what you do.
It's
what
been
you
listed.
It is listed. It is there. It is very official in every tribe.
Yeah.
But you find there are those who say, yeah, you return. Or maybe if that woman finds someone to marry, they will come and say, whatever was paid, I'm returning to the man who is going to marry to that we had married her. Such things happen. But you find, like in our place, like in a Kamba custom, if a woman feels that this marriage cannot continue, you take only one goat and take the compound of that man. You send someone to take it. When that goat gets the compound, that marriage is nullified. If it is the woman that doesn't like the woman and they feel that this is not more, you look for the ghosts of that family. They are coming from the river and you capture one, you go eat in the forest. These things are cultural. They are weird, but they are cultural. But they surely have impact and they mean real. That marriage is nullified. So it depends with cultures. It depends on people. There's who come like, I bought this phone, I don't want it anymore, give me my money. These things, sometimes I think they are just like, there's culture, there's personality, and all that is involved, depending. Yeah.
Well, we need to wind up. If I may get your last remarks on this topic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the last, I think, bride price is a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to do. And the advantage, actually, from a point of when a gentleman pays dowry and them who have not paid, the beauty of that entire process, it brings color to that home. When I remember what I had to go through for me to have in my house, I think I'll tell you can never paid price for. So I encourage young men, no pressure, just go and pay dowry with what God has blessed you with.
All right, your final remarks?
Yeah, as you say, there's beauty and there's also joy. When I remember that ceremony, wherever it was and what happened, there was a lot of joy, there was a lot of people. We will always have remembrance of the same. And it is good, but okay, it is not possible to say now, from now, what you have is what you'll give. You'll be guided. But if it is possible, let us not put pressure and cause maybe children have to stay away from marriage, or they can't do that, as we said, they start come and stay because they know if I get him, he gets home, I'll lose him. So it's good to protect all that. Just look at what is happening and the level. He may not have money now and later become a king. You never know.
Yeah, you just may never know.
Yes,
all
that's
right.
my view.
We have to put a cap to this conversation and call it an end of Good Morning Kenya for today. I am sure that you have enjoyed this conversation. You can keep it going on our social media platforms, that is at KBC Channel 1. My name is Vivian Ndegwa. Until next time, goodbye.